Helps if you turn the mic on. So, yeah. Hi, everyone. And welcome to Terra Nil's launch day stream. So, very excited to get in and start this one. And I've been looking forward to it for a very long time. If you saw my Steam Next Fest video, which was 9 months ago, I can't believe it doesn't seem like it's been 9 months since I played it for the first time. And yeah, it's great to be back on launch day, so I've been very excited to play this one. And we're just going to have a nice chilled out evening, exploring the game and seeing what it's all about. For those of you who've not yet heard of it or seen anything to do with it, I'm really, really excited to play. So we're just going to go straight to the gameplay, and I'm not going to chat too much just in here without any of the other sort of stuff that's going on. But yes, how are we all? And yeah, I hope you've had a good evening. Let me know how you're doing in the comments and stuff, and we'll get some chat going and have a nice relaxing evening for a couple of hours. Oh, have you, Maddie? Oh, amazing. Good, good. Well, I might need a few pointers because it's been a while since I played the demo. But yeah, let's switch on over here. So, I did play a little bit. Hello, Georgia. Welcome to the stream. So I played a little bit earlier on in the day just to kind of get it installed and loaded up and stuff. And as you can see, I am wearing a very floral shirt this evening because we're going to be planting a lot of flowers and trees and stuff. So I thought I might as well lean into that theme. Let's get on with a new profile and we'll start playing. So I really want to try and get the volume up quite high so that you guys can really enjoy the music and the soundtrack and everything because it's amazing and I nearly fell asleep playing it. Having just switched to this game screen, I've gone a little bit radioactive, so I do apologise. But I'm not going to spend any time sorting it. We're just going to go straight in with a brand new restoration. We'll then have a map generated, and we will be able to get to work. So the first level is going to be a bit of a tutorial, but it's going to give you guys who've not seen the game a chance to kind of understand what it's all about, and me a chance to familiarise myself with the items and stuff that are available in the game and how they work. So it's pretty self-explanatory, but let's get this on the go. Okay, so after that lovely little intro, by the way, Georgia, I've never played Among Us, and I don't judge for playing it because I've seen some gameplay footage of it, and it looks like an amazing game. But I've never had a chance to pick it up. And it is a Devolver Digital game, isn't it? So Devolver Digital published this, and yeah, so amazing. We're playing a Devolver Digital game, and you've played a Devolver Digital game. They're one of my favourite publishers, actually, in terms of, like, publishing indie games and stuff. They really care a lot, and I think there's a great team behind it. Anyway, the introduction is basically, this is our guidebook. A guide to the intricate process of restoring an environment from a wasteland to a thriving ecosystem. The process is not always easy, and even with this guide, we need to experiment and understand exactly what needs to be done. So we'll get a lot of sort of like little descriptions and stuff as we go, but I'm going to dive straight in, and we're going to play on Ecologist. It's basically recommended for players with a little bit more strategy game experience. I like to think that I have a bit of strategy game experience, but we'll see how it kind of all pans out. So we'll get straight into it, and again, it's basics. Move the cursor around so that you can kind of complete these tutorials. Press and hold the middle mouse button, blah, 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 WAS and D, and a zoom in and a zoom out. So, a wasteland reclamation project should start with a turbine. So we're going to place one, and we can normally place them on any sort of rocks and stuff that have a bit more of a high altitude. But as it's the tutorial, we're going to play by their rules, and we're going to put one there. And then that comes in, and we get soil scrubbers. These clean the soil. Really simple. We're going to pop them down. They require power, so our wind turbine here will have like a area of effect that is around about here. And then we go round and put down our soil scrubbers in each kind of place where our turbine can reach them. And then some buildings can be rotated with the mouse wheel or the R button. select the irrigator and try this now. So it's going to give us some areas where we can potentially put our irrigators, but we need to rotate first to complete that section of the tutorial. So as you can see here, these irrigators, they have like a little T shape on either side. And that's basically when we place the irrigator, they'll get like a stream of water that comes out. And this basically dictates where the stream of water is going to go. So we're going to put our irrigators down where the game tells us to for now. And you can see the environment is starting to change. If we're ever lost, we can always look in the handbook for hints about what to do next. So our greenery goal here, that is basically the coverage of greenery in this little map that we have. We need to fill that as high as possible, and we need to get our greenery target to about 30%. So to do the next sort of phase, we're going to need to put down a few more turbines in either kind of area within our map. I'm going to start with one on this little rock here, and another one. We'll put some more in. So as you can see at the top here, we have our kind of conservation or greenery leaf points. And we have a limited number of these. So we need to make the most of the kind of points we have available to us to be able to maximize our effectiveness within the landscape. I'm going to put my next toxin scrubber here. And another one. Oh no, we're going to put a irrigator down now. Or no, I'm going to put more toxin scrubbers down. And then another one here. And another one here. And another one there. Hello, Diz. How you doing? I'm just going to put toxin scrubbers all over the place, actually. Oh, that one was a bad move. We shouldn't have put that one there because we've now got this ghastly looking area. Right, let's put down some of our irrigators now. So we want it to do that, and I'll put it right there so it kind of continues to fill up. And then we get a lovely little cutscene once we hit our target, and you can see the landscape expands and we unlock a brand new part of the map. So for those of you joining, welcome to Terra Nil. It is launch day and I'm super excited. So I'm going to try and not talk as much, but I do kind of want to explain everything that's going on here. So we will unlock our next building once we've reclaimed another 165 more greenery tiles. So our next objective is to just continue placing our irrigators, and that's then going to allow us to further expand things. So I'm going to pop down an irrigator right there, but first I want to see, I can't grab these yet, but normally what you can do is you can recycle these and they'll refund a portion of these points. So we'll put another toxin scrubber just at the furthest possible area, and you can see here we can undo now. So that's a new unlock for us. Next up, we're going to get another irrigator, and we're going to place that probably here. Right there. And we'll let that fill things up, and there we have it. We have now unlocked another item, the water pump. Water pumps will fill dry riverbeds and cleanse the riverbanks around. So what we can do is, if we put this at an elevated point, we'll actually be able to fill in as much of the riverbank as possible, but we don't have an elevated point yet that we're able to access. Unless we put it here, and yeah, it doesn't look like it's going to fit there either. So we're going to pop one down right there and fill as much of this riverbank as possible. And as you can see, we get plenty of greenery filling out all the way along the banks of this river. 133 more resources to unlock. Next up, I guess we can put down another soil cleanser. But we don't have a lot of space. Let's put one here. Or here. Or can we get a new... Yeah, we can. We'll put another wind turbine in then. And I think we'll put one a little bit further away. So we'll grab one here. Hi, Journey. Welcome to the stream. It's a lovely game. I'm very excited to be playing it finally. We're going to put a wind turbine there. And then we'll get another toxin scrubber. And again, we'll put these at the 4 corners of each area of our wind turbine. Or as far as we can. And then we're going to get another irrigator. And we'll just rotate it. And drop it in there. And then one here. That kind of covers more of this space. Or actually, what we could do is... Oh, we've unlocked a calcifier which crystallizes nearby greenery and creates rock. So, what we can now do is we can pop these at our riverbank, and that'll give us rocks, basically. If we pop that there, you can see we get rocks. So if we ever needed some space for a brand new turbine, we can put a crystallizer down, and it would allow us to create some more rocks. I'm just going to undo that, because I didn't really want to do that. I just did it to show you guys how it all works. Then we'll pop down another irrigator there, and once again you can see we're starting to get a little bit more. So we need to reach 75% greenery on this map to unlock our final kind of part of the game, which is our last kind of first tier of buildings. So we'll stick a water pump in here, and that should continue to fill things up all the way through here. Hello, Pandy! Oh, it's great to see so many people in today. Very exciting. And then next up, we're going to pop down another irrigator. We might as well continue filling things up with our irrigators. And that'll go there. And once again, more greenery. And we have unlocked our excavator. Now, the excavator is a really interesting tool. As you can see by the description, it creates a brand new riverbed, but it does poison the landscape around it. We can rotate it, so what we actually get when we want to put this in is, you can see there's a big line that comes out of it, and that's the new riverbed that we'll create. But unfortunately, we will end up poisoning the landscape around it. So this is where the kind of secondary objectives of the game kind of come into play. Because you can use these things to really excavate areas. Like, I would potentially put one here to allow me to progress this riverbed along to the next area. Because up here, we're going to have to do quite a lot of work to continue expanding this landscape. We don't have any rocks here, so we can't really get a wind turbine in. Unless we put one up here and then start growing out towards that area. So what we need to do is get our riverbed into play and move things along here. So we're going to take a little bit of a risk, and we're going to poison that landscape there, but extend the riverbed all the way along. Next up, what we can do is we can pop down the water pump there and force the water all the way along to here, drop a calcifier in at the end, which will create some nice rocks around there, and then get another wind turbine in. Then we can come in with our usual toxin scrubbers. Another toxin scrubber will go around about here. Another one down to, I guess maybe this area. Here. Now as you can see, our points go down, but every time we fully kind of irrigate and develop the landscape here, you can see that we'll be getting points back. So it's really that careful resource management, puzzling type of play that is going to reward you and allow you to purify the landscape to the full extent. But the thing that I love most about it is the the music. I mean, I was saying before I started the stream, when I was talking to Wolfie about it all, that I nearly fell asleep when I was playing the demo because it was just so relaxing. So again, we just continue to expand, continue to irrigate. Yeah, it actually, yeah, it is. It feels like solitaire because you've got to get everything placed right. And if you don't, you can see here we've got our 99% greenery coverage now. And once we fill this, I think we'll unlock our second tier of buildings, but I'm not too sure. I think that's what happened in the demo. It is so pretty, and what I want to do is today, I want to try and aim to get as far as I can possibly get because I want to show you guys some of the really, really cool things, which is like the new biomes, and you can see yourself, like you can get new forests and stuff growing up, and then animals move into it, and like this is just a very, very basic kind of beginning. If I zoom right in here, you can see the leaves and stuff swirling around here, but eventually you can regrow forests, and you'll get like animals and nature moving into it, and it's such a cool little concept, and seeing it all come together. And once you get a puzzle just right, as you can see here, we are now at 109%, and here we go. So we've unlocked Temperate. Reclaiming this landscape will involve wind turbines for power, toxin scrubbers to clean soil, and water pumps to restore the rivers. The steps to creating a temperate forest are not always straightforward, and you may need to use controlled fires before the trees can thrive. So I remember this from the demo. And what you do is you make a controlled fire. You'll burn down the first kind of forest and grassland that you create, and it fertilizes the soil, which then allows you to plant a thriving, fully grown woodland in its place. So once the backbone of the ecosystem is thriving, your next step is to increase the diversity of growing plants, introduce fynbos, wetlands and forests. You'll also need to begin to pay attention to the local climate. We have 3 biomes, 6 animals, and 0 out of 7 on climate, whatever that means. So we now have our tier 2 buildings, and over here we have the hydroponium, which creates wetlands, must be built on an irrigator near water and on low ground. So we have to go to one of our irrigators here. We need to find a good area for our wetlands. Speaking of wetlands, Planet Zoo's coming back this weekend. I'm going to start working on a brand new build. That was a great segue, wasn't it? Anyway, beehives will allow swarming bees to pollinate nearby greenery and create flowers. So you can see this area here would be ideal because we've got a tree there, but we've also got a tree there. Unfortunately, none of these trees will give us like a big enough boost to really pollinate our landscape. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to drop a beehive on this tree here, which doesn't give us a lot, but it's a start. And as you can see, flowers. How cool is that? Is there a way to hide the UI? Let me have a quick look. We can go into a screenshot mode. Pretty useful. And then our hydroponium, what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and get a brand new irrigator over here. And then we should create a large wetlands biome in this area. So that's going to involve a new wind turbine. So I'll have to put a calcifier down. Because I don't think I can get... No, I can't. I can't get one there as well. So let's put a calcifier here. And then a wind turbine in there. Toxin scrubber will then go down here. And an irrigator there. And then we'll go to our tier 2s and we'll put a hydroponium right there. Yeah, I've noticed a couple of small changes already, which is really good to see. I'm just going to pop another toxin scrubber down there. And then we can slap an irrigator right here. Oh, no, actually, what we can do is we can put our hydroponium straight on there. And then it should expand all the way to there. And here. How amazing is that? That's so cool. What a lovely little change. Look at that. Wow. I just keep stopping to listen to it for a little bit because I just think it's so good. And we've got some birds coming across here. Let's have a quick look at our handbook. So we haven't actually got animals yet, so they must just be kind of floating across. So we need to reclaim a few more tiles here, which might mean finding another tree, like this one here. We don't actually have a... What we could actually do here, though, is put an irrigator down. Is that polluted still? Right, okay, it is. So it's not actually being cleansed. So if I put an irrigator down here, will that then cleanse that area? Yes, and it grows the tree. Then what we can do is we can pop a beehive in there. which gives us a nice bit of land there, and unlocks the solar amplifier. Now this is how we get a controlled burn. And that, what that does is, it starts a fire, and then it can spread out, but it fertilizes the ground with ashy nutrients. But I think we should do this up here. So we're going to try and pop down a couple more toxin scrubbers to just cleanse the landscape on this little island here. We'll put an irrigator in. There. And then we'll add a hydroponium to extend our wetlands. And then I'll put a solar amplifier. We'll put a solar amplifier right here. Like that. And then what we can do is, we can activate a target fire there. And what that'll do is, as you can see, we get a controlled burn that spreads right through our grasslands. All the way onto here and gives us a load of ashy nutrients. And as you can see, we've now unlocked 2 new areas. The research centre, which reduces the cost of some buildings and unlocks the ability to manipulate the region's climate. And the arboretum, which causes nutritious ash to create forests. And it can only be built on a burnt building husk, which we have plenty of around here. So this one seems to be the one that's going to give us the biggest effect with 214, 212, 214, it's that one. Then over here we've got 168, 181, 138, 185, 206. Yeah, so we'll go with this one. And now we've got forest. Now our research centre will make many primary reclamation buildings cheaper. And I don't know if this was actually in the game when I played the demo. So let's pop that down there. And now we need to begin to address the regional climate. And here we go. Climate is defined by these attributes. Right now, we are only interested in humidity, but these will change in the future. Reaching certain thresholds of attributes will have broad effects on the environment. Buildings that grow plants, like the irrigator or beehive, are also affected by regional climate attributes. Many buildings modify the climate slightly, but some, like this cloud seeder, change it significantly. Okay, this is really interesting. I think this is all brand new because I don't remember this from the demo. So cultivating the right climate is an important step in your reclamation journey. Good luck. So we have an excavator still, but that looks a bit different to the last one. How strange. It's changed. Huh. Anyway, we have unlocked a cloud seeder. This uses the surrounding water and ocean to encourage cloud formation and increase ambient humidity. It provides a boost to our humidity, but requires electricity and rock. Thankfully over here, we've got plenty of rock. But what I'd like to do is, I'd like to put this kind of right in the middle of my wetlands bio, which will improve it by 16%. Over here, it's only 3%. So I think a 16% boost to our humidity there, and then that gives us fungi in our forests, somehow. So if we have a look, we've got 77% forest, we need more finboss, and we need more wetlands. So it might be time for another controlled burn. No, we're good on forest. We need to find some actual trees. Now, there was a tree down here that I've not actually paid any attention to yet. So let's get a toxin scrubber in up here, just to try and eliminate some of that area. And then we'll pop an irrigator in. There. And that should just catch that tree, which means we can add a beehive in right there. But what I'm going to do is, I'm just going to put another irrigator in. And another toxin scrubber, if we can, down there. No, it's not going to fit there. What about here? Yeah, it's not doing enough to kind of purify the soil here. So what we'll do is we'll stick down a bee. I could put in... That one... it's not really worth it for the tiles that we're going to get. So we'll come back in and we'll get our beehive on here. And that then gives us a little bit more there. What are we looking at here? We need ferns on our riverbanks. So we need a bit more humidity. And then we've got water lilies, salmon, and rains to come. So if we can get up to 90% humidity, that's, I guess, what we need to aim for. So that's only a 5% boost. That's too close to another cloud seeder. So here it might be a good idea if we can go back to our tier 1s and pop a water pump in there. We then might be able to stick a cloud seeder here. See, again, only a 4% boost to our humidity. So it might be that we try and create a wetlands biome down here again and just expand that a little further. Obviously here we've got a little bit of issue where we've got this burnt out forest and we don't actually have a tree here to kind of restore it. But we could put another arboretum in. 113, we'll do that. And then we can put some beehives in here, but these have a negative effect now. And I think that's just because the conditions aren't good enough. So our forest is now at 110%. And you can see here we need to increase these a little bit more. I really love bees too, Georgia. Let's go have a look at our bees over here. They're doing a great job. I think I'm going to put a irrigator right here to try and drag this area all the way out a little bit further. So we're going to pop that in there. Then our excavator should send a lovely little bolt all the way along there and create a brand new river for us. We'll put a calcifier here. And then we'll grab our cloud seeder. Didn't appear to create any rocks for us, unfortunately. Oh, because there was no nearby greenery, that's why. That didn't help. Okay, so our calcifier, I totally forgot about that, needs greenery. So I think if we put a calcifier here, then we'll grab our cloud seeder and we can... Oh, okay. Right, as you can see, things have gone a little bit odd here because I've messed up. I'm going to now put another irrigator right here. Or a soil scrubber. We'll get a wind turbine. That's what I'm missing. Then we can put a toxin scrubber in here. And we can put another one in all the way up here. Get an irrigator down in this area. And then the next step will be making this a hydroponium. If we can. Which I think is going to require a water pump to go in there. Then a hydroponium to create a brand new wetlands biome. And a cloud seeder. And again, it won't go in. Is that because it doesn't... Ah, there we go. So 7% increase to our humidity. That'll do. It's small, but I think it might be because we've already got some in. And that might be why we're not able to continue to increase this. So that's another one there. And what does that give us? Ferns on our riverbanks. Water lilies will blossom at 80% and we'll have salmon at 90%. So rains we still don't have because we need to be over 70%. So let's put another one in there. And now we have rains. And you can hear the thunder rolling. That's lovely. That is lovely. Right, okay. It's raining. Oh my god. And the ash is turning to grass. Your ash is grass, my friend. And the rest of the landscape is starting to purify as well. The wasteland is organically turning green. Man, what a beautiful game. I could just stop now and listen to this and then just fall asleep. Oh. Yeah, if you want to relax, that's the one. Right, we still need to push our humidity up a little bit. Oh, there's the ferns on the sides of the riverbank. Okay, where do we get to after that brief distraction? We need to continue improving the humidity levels here. So I think a calcifier should go in here now that we have the ability to create some rocks on this area. And then we'll put another one in here. That'll give us an 8% boost. And takes us up to water lilies blossoming. So let's just have a quick look over at our big long lake here. See if we start getting some water lilies coming in. Yeah, I can see them already. There we go. And we're getting a load more points now because we're gradually turning all of our ashen wasteland into this incredible biome. But what I am going to need to do is actually pop another solar amplifier down here because I'm noticing we've got a lack of forests here. A lack of the Finboss biomes. Got lots of wetland, so that's great, but we need more generic like flowering terrain. So we'll pop that down there, and then we can stick another one in here. Because what I need actually is more trees to I don't have anything there that I can start a fire on, so that was a bit of a bad move, unfortunately. So we've got this controlled burn-in, and we've lost a building, so we can pop an arboretum down. We'll put one there, and then we can put a beehive right there, and another one right there, which is then going to expand that lovely grassy landscape out and give us a lot more to kind of play with in terms of biomes and stuff, which is really cool. So we're at 87% humidity. We actually only need to push it another 3% to get the salmon. And then we'll have to focus on improving the amount of wetland we have as well. Wetland should be pretty simple, so if we can just pop an irrigator down here when it's in range of like power and stuff, we can immediately change that biome into a wetlands, and that fulfills all of the objectives for our wetland. Now it's just this area. We're also at 90% humidity now because we've converted a wetland right next to the area where we have our cloud seeder. And that should mean we just need a little bit more of a push to unlock the salmon. Now, do we have any areas where we can put in a cloud seeder? Yes, right there, which gives us the 2% boost and gets the salmon in. Now, where are they? Are we going to see some salmon? The wetlands are missing some capybaras. We do need some in there. There they are. The salmon are jumping up the waterfall. This is amazing. I'm really impressed. Maybe I should get in touch with the devs and ask them to add some capybaras to the game. Right, we can't start a controlled burn there, so that was a bit of a waste of resources. But if we can pop down a solar emitter there, we can then start a fire there, which is going to eat away some of this biome, but it will allow it, hopefully. My god, I've destroyed a lot of it. That was way more than I was expecting, but we'll add some forest in now quickly. So I reckon if I add just a small forest here. Hopefully we'll get some trees on either side, and then I can add some beehives to each area to expand the biome. And while it's raining, we'll just listen to the rain, because it's going to cleanse the area around here. And then we should be able to put beehives on this area and that area, and that will then expand the area we've got around here. So that's a good area. And again, you can see it jumps up to 89%, and then we'll get this one here. And there we go, we did it. Yes! Alright, so with plant life and climate re-established, the final step is to construct an airship by recycling your buildings. As you remove your presence, introduce fauna to be the new custodians of this ecosystem. So our final buildings come as we start to construct our airship. So if we put our airship dock, where do we want to put it? We can put our airship right in the middle here, and then what we can start doing is add the recycling silo. So this recycles other buildings and stores a portion of their cost. So our recycling silo, we want to kind of put it in the areas where we're able to get as many of our buildings as possible. So we'll put one there, and that should get rid of the stuff that's there. And another one, we can just about reach. That's a decent bit of coverage. And then another one there, which gets a lot there. And then that unlocks the recycling drone. So this travels along rivers to collect recycled material from loading docks. So if we pop the drone in, there, that we then unlock the loading dock, which loads recycled material from the surrounding buildings and silos onto the recycling drone, and the pound lock basically lets them travel up and down waterfalls. So if we add a loading dock in here, we kind of need to expand all the way out to this area here, so that we can just about get that. So what we'll do is, we're going to have to put an excavator down. No, we can't put an excavator in, unfortunately. That's a shame. So we'll add a loading dock in here. So this is one of the things that you need to be aware of then. You kind of need to plan where you put these, so that you can get what's there involved, I think. We put a loading dock in down here. That seems like a sensible area to put one. And that gets quite a bit of stuff. And then we can have a few more there. And another one here. Yeah, we're getting quite a bit there. And then we'll put a lock there so that the drone can get up to that area. I'm going to put this recycling silo there, and then the loading dock Oh, it's recycled the damn pound lock, that's why I can't get that in there. And the loading dock will go there, and our drone is going to come all the way up here and recycle all of that sort of stuff, which is really good. So as long as we reach 50% recycled materials, we'll unlock our next building. And here's our drone coming in, emptying all of that stuff. And then it recycles the loading dock because there's nothing else for that to grab. And then we can put another little loading dock in this area, all the way up here. That's going to grab all of that stuff. We'll put another one in right there. And another one. We should be able to fit one. The Animal Observatory allows use of a sonar ping to encourage animal species to move into a habitat that is appropriate for them. So we'll put our solar observatory here. The final step, as recycling progresses, is the reintroduction of animals. New animal species will help maintain the ecosystem long after your buildings are packed away. Animal species need to be scanned for. Open the scanning panel here. So, we have some undiscovered animals. A small amphibian living in the reeds of wetlands near a field. The grazer lives in herds on wide open grasslands. I think we know what that is. Undiscovered. A large caniform's domain is a forest which contains a beehive and is on a hill. That's got to be a bear. This web-footed waterfowl rests in a large lake when it is not flying. Swans. This industrious rodent builds its home on a river near a forest. Beavers, maybe? This predator prowls in a forest near to a source of prey. Gotta be some sort of cat, like a lynx or something. Anyway, sorry chap, I'm gonna have a look at what you've just been talking about. So, a zoo, just learning the basics. Oh, Diz, if you've put your information center in first, and there's not like much in the way of animals in there, they will just complain. But sometimes the guests will just look for a thing to complain about. I don't know what the information. I wouldn't really know what to suggest. I've never really known them complain about the prices when they've been set really low. But it could well be that your zoo doesn't quite have a high enough reputation. Although I've never really encountered, if you've got like 3 or 4 exhibits and 1 habitat in, they shouldn't really be complaining about $1 for stuff. But I would just try adding a few more habitats and exhibits in and see if that helps. Because sometimes it's weird, the information center. But yeah, I would try and add a few more things or increase the attractiveness of the area around the information center. That might help out as well. But literally sometimes guests just find they have to have something to complain about in Planet Zoo. I don't know what it is. I mean, you can have them right in front of an animal in a walkthrough habitat and they'll complain about the view being bad. I'm sure everyone who's played Planet Zoo has had that encounter before. Anyway, let's get back to this. So we need to use the animal portraits to switch between animals and get a hint about where each species lives. And then we need to use this button here to scan for the species. Each scan will give you the information about the suitability of the area scanned. We'll need to find suitable habitats for at least 3 animals. Good luck. So before we move on with things, we're going to do a little bit of species scanning. So we're going to go over here and we're going to scan this area for what I would assume is deer. And it is. We have found some deer. Right there in that little patch of grass, and they are in. We got some deer. Next up, we're going to look for our small amphibian living in the reeds of a wetland near a fynbos field. And I guess this area is going to be a good place to go. And there we have it. It's a frog. And it looks like we've got some area here. Requirement fully in range of at least 10 wetland tiles. In range of a fynbos. Okay, so we haven't quite unlocked that yet. But if we then go here. That's it. There's some frogs. Here we go. And then in a forest which contains a beehive and is on a hill. In a forest, so we've got forest over here, there's a beehive and a hill. So let's scan here. So we've got forest there. We did put a beehive around here, didn't we? There it is. Beehive. Forest, beehive on a hill. The beehive's range, what did we have? It needs to be in range of a beehive, but it doesn't say. Forest needs to be at least 20 tiles, and it's got to be on a hill. What about here then? Because we had a beehive there. Still not there. What was the... Can we get the third one? Right, okay. On a hill of at least 20 tiles. In range of a beehive. And at least 20 forest tiles in range. Let's go over to our other forested area, which was here. Which was a forest on a hill. There we go. We've got a brown bear. There it is. Waterfowl in a large lake. This one's going to be an easy one. I'm guessing it's going to be around here. Ah, okay. I had no idea. Right, so that's only partially in a lake. What about this area here? Still only partially in a lake. We don't actually have a large lake yet, do we? What about here? There we go, and we have goose. There they are, having a little swim. Ah, okay. That's good to know. Yeah, there's no villagers for the bear to eat tonight, I'm afraid. Let's see if we can unlock them all. Industrious rodent builds its home on a river near a forest. So we've got a forest right there. We've got a river there. Surely that could be it. Only partially in range of a river. What if we go here? Partially in range of both. Can I just move up a little bit and get this? We got the forest, but not the river. What if I just go here? Beavers have arrived. This game is so cool. It's so cool. And our last one is actually the predator which prowls in the forest near to a source of prey. Now we have a forest here. It's not at the moment, no. It's for an indie game, I will say the price point's a little bit steep, but I would say it was worth it. I mean, it's just come out. It may come on sale. So I can actually add more animals. So I'm putting some deer in here, which is then going to allow me to add this. I'm guessing deer are its source of prey. And there we have it, the timber wolf. And there they are, prowling the forest. I think it's... I better have a look, because I don't want to give you the wrong price. Let me have a quick... I'm just going to quickly bring Steam up, see how much it's going for at the moment. Where's our wolf gone? It's £20.99 at the moment on Steam. You might get it cheaper on Humble, and not a plug it, but I have affiliate links, so I get a little bit of money if you end up buying it on Humble. Is the wolf going to hunt the deer? No. But, I mean, we've got a whole area here. Hang on. I didn't put deer up there. Did I? Have our deer migrated? I don't know. Anyway, we've got recycling to get on with. Right, so let's recycle this area. What I can actually do, though, is try and bring all of the stuff that's here into this area, and then we'll put our recycler in right there. So then our little drone can come out and get what's in there. And I've just had a thought, actually. I can now start... I can have this recycler go in, and I can add more recyclers to recycle my recycler, maybe? Is that possible? Can I recycle a recycler? No, I don't think I can. The only way to recycle the recycler is with the loading dock. So these three recyclers that we've kind of got here aren't going to be recycled, unfortunately. But we can keep plugging away at what we've got, and I don't think there's anything else over there. It's just this stuff here, so that's a bit of a shame. We can get all of these. Now away goes the scanning tower. We're at 85%. Oh, and we can actually see what is left to recycle. We're getting there, but I don't think we're going to be able to do these. And we don't have actually like anything that we can add in. And I can't actually modify the landscape anymore. Right, okay, so what we would then have to do, I guess, is retry the map, because we're out of, you know, we can't actually do anything more. And not being able to recycle a recycler, which I don't think I can, unless I put a recycler down there. Yeah, it doesn't actually work. So I can't recycle that. And nothing else is in range because I don't have enough space to get my drones in. And we don't have any waterfalls or space for them to be able to go into. And of course, I can't put down any more items because we're now into the kind of third tier of things. Unfortunately, I can't, because now that I'm in this kind of section, I can't actually carve any more rivers into it when you get to this sort of point. So once you get to this stage, you can't actually add any more buildings to develop the landscape. I mean, it's letting me put in these, but it's not letting me put in any of the other things. Oh, I know why, because I don't have power. That'll be why. Yeah, now I can do it. What a fool I am. Right, so we're gonna... power would have been great now, you know. And I've already made a mistake. Right, okay, so panic avoided. We can actually do this. We just need to be very careful about how we manage it. So I have the ability now to... Yeah, sometimes it's the no-brainers that really get me. Right, I'm just going to demolish stuff. So this is going to be a little bit of tweaking now that we've kind of gotten into it. So we're going to send our drone out. We know that all we have left to collect is the stuff down in this side of the map. So I'm going to let my drone get rid of that. And then we're going to continue adding in little bits of stuff to excavate. So the easiest way to do it is going to be to put some wind turbines there and another one here. And if we then add in a excavator, which should probably, it could have gone, I've messed it up already, so this doesn't really help us. But I'll put an excavator there, that'll blast all the way up to that point. And we do just need to be very careful with the damage that we're about to do here. So if I can then add that in there, and then put another excavator right there, and then another one. So, can I rotate my camera? Or is it going to be enough for me to put one right here? Let's just zoom in a touch. So there is an area where our water continues. Yeah, so I should be able to excavate down to that area there. Then, if we add some water in here to fill that in, and some water in here to fill that in, we can then add in this dock here, which will remove all of those items there, and then another dock in. Oh, it's just out of reach of that excavator, of that collector. So I'll put another excavator in, we'll rotate that round, that'll go all the way to there. And then we can put in our final bits, which is going to be a collector there, a collector here, and a collector here. And as you can see, as it rains, the ground is being purified anyway, so that's pretty cool. We'll just let our drone do the work here to suck everything in and pile it all up, and then it'll take it to the airship, and we'll have finished it all off. more. 100%. And then it'll go back to our airship, where we can see the salmon jumping up. We've got loads of wildlife in here. All 6 of them have been unlocked. And then they'll fly off in our airship. Ha! Wasteland reclaimed. How cool. What a beautiful game. Appreciate. Oh, so we can... Oh, you get this... Look at the bears in the woods. Oh, yeah, I'd be very happy being left there. So this just gives us this nice little cinematic of the landscape we have here. Hello, Coco. Welcome to the stream. We got some frogs and deer down there, then the bears in the woods. More deer. Oh, yeah. Very impressed. Really, really impressed with this. This is Terra Nil, which just released today. It's like a reverse city builder. And you port into a map that is a complete wasteland, and the mission and the objective is to restore the greenery, basically, and get everything looking really nice again. So you just need to use a combination of different buildings and stuff, which will bring water back to it, grasslands, and then you set fires to fertilize the land, and eventually reintroduce wildlife. And then the final objective is to pack up everything and leave. And we're just kind of looking at the finished level. So let's move on. We are going to continue to another level, because things do change. You get different biomes. You end up doing things that are like... we're just zooming out here because we're going to look at my radioactive face. And you can see we get a nice little map here. And then we can move on to a new map. So we've restored 3 biomes in this first island here. We discovered 6 animals. And now we move into tropical biomes. So we've got beach, we've got mangroves, tropical forests, coral reef, and then a load of animals that we've yet to discover. And I think I'm seeing some very familiar animals there. So let's go to the desolate island. We're going to do this one, and then we will probably call it there, because I said it was just going to be a short stream, and I'm not going to play Farthest Frontier or anything else tonight. I'm actually going to start the next Planet Zoo episode for a little bit after I finish. Anyway, here we go then. Tropical. Rebuilding an island ecosystem is a unique challenge. Restoring life to the oceans is your #1 priority. Using toxin scrubbers to clean the seawater. Fewer river networks means you'll need to use monorail infrastructure here. Interesting. We need to begin by cleaning the surrounding oceans and reintroducing plant life. Toxin scribbles are integral as they cleanse both land and sea. Both greenery and clean ocean contribute to your goal. Climate manipulation is possible from the outset here. Yeah, no bear attacks tonight. I actually need to script that episode of Farthest Frontier, so that's going to be an interesting one to follow up with. So, for those of you who didn't see the beginning of this level, you start with 1,000 of these, what I'm just calling conservation points, because I play Planet Zoo, didn't you know? And then we have our basic kind of objective stuff in our basic buildings here, which is a turbine, the toxin scrubber, which cleans the surrounding areas, the irrigator, which will create greenery, and then the water pump, which gives us fresh, clean water. So we always begin with a turbine. That gives us a little bit of power. So I'm going to throw one down right here. we need to construct 2 turbines to unlock our next kind of area. So we're going to do that. And then this one here, I guess. So we've got like a thoroughfare going all the way through. And that unlocks the mineralizer, which crystallizes the salt in ocean water to create a rock. Okay, so we're going to get our toxin scrubber in here. And then another one right there. And another one up on this hill here. Although, can we get one just a little bit further away? Like there. And then I'll add another one, a final one. Here. Just keeping an eye on the points, because we haven't got any restored points yet, because we're still just in this early phase. So I'm going to put a few more in, just to take us all the way up to this area, so we've got like a nice thoroughfare for any of our irrigators. So you can see we've already cleansed a little bit of the ocean there, and stuff's starting to come back. But I want to grab a mineralizer here, and I'm going to put one right here to create some rocks, and then we'll put a wind turbine there, and our toxin scrubber we've got in, but we need an irrigator. So let's put that in, and as you can see, it's not going to do anything to any of our kind of like water and stuff, but we do need, I'm going to put this in, and we've already got a little bit there, and that goes right out to our water there. So we still need to reclaim a few more tiles, and because we can't get our irrigator in there, we're going to have to figure out a different way to do. Oh, look, we've got a cloud seeder here. And I can put one in there, and that, hopefully, is going to increase our humidity a little bit. So various things here. We've got a lot of stuff to unlock in this one, which is really interesting. And I'll put another cloud seeder in at some point, but not right now. So it looks like all we can do is continue putting mineralizers in. I'm going to put one in right there. And then another turbine will go here. So we need to continue reclaiming ocean tiles, which means I think we're going to need to put a few more of these mineralizers in. If we can get some rock there, I can then reach another wind turbine and put a nice big cleanser in there. That gives us a few more tiles. And then another one. I guess we need to just continue moving along this area. So it looks like a mineralizer is probably going to be needed here. Ah, I'm so glad you've got power. It is well done. Right, we're running a little bit low on resources. So what we're needing to do is continue expanding. And it's probably going to be time to put a few irrigators in, just to give us a little bit of our resources back. So that gives us quite a bit. And then that's going to allow us to continue expanding and putting in some more stuff. So we'll get another mineralizer here. And another wind turbine on top of it. And then our toxin scrubber will go there. Still got 140 tiles left to reclaim. So this one's a little bit tougher than I was expecting. We're going to grab toxin scrubber in there, and then another mineralizer there, toxin scrubber there, sorry. Then we can put, I'll stick a mineralizer right there, then a wind turbine there, and a toxin scrubber here, and another one here. And there we go, we got it. Right, what's this little tool then? A sandbank, which creates a small island on which buildings can be placed. So if we put a sandbank like here, we can then start putting buildings on this area here, like a toxin scrubber. Just there. And that'll cleanse this part of the ocean too. So I wonder what our next... So next up we need to fill the greenery coverage, I guess. Which is easy done by putting in more of these irrigators. But unfortunately, because I don't have a lot of rocks in, like in terms of what I've got available to me here, and we can't actually put in anything around the landscape itself, we're going to have to try and work from out and push inward with our toxin scrubbers and irrigators. So I can just about fit a toxin scrubber there, and we are out of funds, so I can't do that right now. We're going to just rewind and then start putting in some more irrigators. That gets us a few points back, and I can actually throw one down here. But first things first, we're going to put another scrubber in, and then another irrigator going all the way along that area there. 88, I think, is a good... So we've got a little bit of our totals back, and here I'm seeing space for a turbine. We'll put a toxin scrubber in there, and a toxin scrubber right there, and then another irrigator there, and one here. We're making progress now. I thought we'd almost reached a point of no return there, so that was quite a fortuitous change for us. Now if I can get this all the way along, that gives us a little bit of a boost, but we are short and we need some more toxin scrubbers, so we'll get that one in. We'll put this in. It actually ends up with it being a net loss for us because we haven't irrigated enough there. And down here I think we need something. So I can just about fit a toxin scrubber there. And I could probably fit another one there. We've still got plenty of points, so we might as well put this in. Get another turbine in, and a new toxin scrubber in that area there. If we keep them all close to the waterline, when we finally get around to actually reclaiming... There we go, right. Next step is increasing biodiversity. Restore beaches, mangroves and tropical rainforests. We'll also need to use the monorail network system to transport coral polyps to the sea. Before I do that though, you can see here we've got our usual hydroponium, which creates wetland. We need to construct 3 more combustors to unlock and reclaim 150 more wetland tiles to unlock. And we've unlocked here the combustor, I guess, which burns surrounding vegetation to increase atmospheric temperature. More carbon-dense vegetation is more effective. Right then. So if we have a quick dodge back over here and get this irrigator down. There we go. And then we will put in our first combustor. After a hydroponium though, so we can create some wetland. So I think that's going to be a good place for some wetland, as is that. So we'll get one down there. That gives us a nice points bonus. And I want to just turn all of this into wetland. So right next to the kind of ocean, we're going to have a lot of wetland going in. And that also boosts our humidity rating too. So now we're going to put in our first set of combustors, and I'm going to put these in here. That'll give us a 6-degree boost to our temperature, and it'll also burn this area. We'll put another one in up here. And now we have migratory birds returning to our landscape. Let's see if we can spot some. Maybe it's just the birds that are flying over. Yeah, here they are. Here's our migratory birds coming in. And by my accounts, we need one more combustor to increase our temperature further. And now we should get crabs on the beaches. Let's see if we can spot some of them. Hang on. Could they be around here? This is like a little mangrove forest, actually. Still not seeing crabs, but that might be because we don't actually have any beaches. Yeah, I'm not seeing any yet, but they'll come eventually. Has anyone spotted any crabs yet? I'm guessing it's because there's a lack of beaches, and our only like beach is this. So let's see if we can put in a few more sandbanks and just bring some crabs into our... No, I don't think that's going to work. But it looks good. It's created a nice little beach for us. And it might end up leading to some crabs populating the area. Right. We have unlocked... What is this? Litarium. Captures sand to form beaches and dunes. Must be built on a toxin scrubber. Well, we're just going to put it there. Now we get crabs. Perfect. And this weird little bit of ocean that I didn't mean to create. So we need to reclaim a few more wetland tiles. Let's grab another one of our hydroponium, and that'll give us a nice bit of wetland there, and that unlocks... What is this? The salinator, which increases the salinity of the surrounding area, allowing mangroves to flourish. Okay. We are going to create a nice mangrove forest over here. And we also get ferns on riverbanks now. And here's a nice big mangrove forest. Very cool. We need 2 more cloud seeders to unlock our next objective. So let's go over to our environmental tab here and find an area for our cloud seeder. 1 there. And 1 there. Ivy overgrowth now. Oh yeah, it's on all of our machines. I'm just amazed by it. It's so impressive. And that gives us a shade cloth pillar. Pillars connected in triangles form shady areas where tropical forest thrives. Must be built on the side of a cliff. So we have that, and then I guess we can put another one down here, or here, there, and then another one there. So I think we must just wrap these all the way around, and then whatever's in the radius will then create our... That's so cool. Right, we've got areas here that we need to start creating. So our mangrove forest's pretty healthy. So let's add in another... What did we use to create our mangroves? It was the salinator, wasn't it? So if we add in another one here, that continues to boost the mangroves. And then can we fit another one in somewhere? Maybe a little bit of mangroves down there. And can I fit another one? There. That takes us up to the correct coverage for our mangrove forests. Next, we need to put in some beaches. So around about here, we've got to build them on a toxin scrubber, remember? So I'll extend the beach we've got down there. That brings our beach coverage up to 27%, and we can actually just about fit in another toxin scrubber here, which I'll then immediately pop an irrigator down, just to give us a few points back, and then we'll throw down our litarium, and that gives us some more beach coverage, taking us up to 39%. I would have liked to have gotten rid of that, but so be it. It's fine, it can stay. I'll then add another toxin scrubber here, and immediately throw down the litarium, which should convert this whole area into beach ground again. Oh no, it's just a little bit there. Oh, that's a shame. Never mind. I wonder why it didn't get that. Maybe because... Is that on a hill? Yeah, I think it looks like that's on a hill. Okay. Where else can we put some beach? Or maybe I actually did need to irrigate it first before I changed it into a beach. So let's try that now. Yes, okay, so it needed to be irrigated before it could be turned into a beach. We also need to try and fit in another toxin scrubber there. And another one there. And then what we'll do is we'll turn these straight into beaches. So we've got some smaller little pockets of beach there. And then another one at the top here. But firstly, it looks like we're going to need an irrigator in there. So we'll throw that all the way across. And then in we go with another beach. Gets us up to 74%. And I can just about fit another one there. But once again, I'm going to irrigate the area because I'd like to extend this beach all the way along to here. And if we just continue to rotate this around. There. And then straight away, turn it into a beach. 88% on beach, 0% coral reef, 21% tropical forest. So I'm going to try and turn this whole area here into a tropical forest now. And we can actually, it looks like we can extend the tropical, so the tropical forest itself doesn't need to be on a cliffside. It's only the other areas like in between that need to be on one. So like here I can continue to move each of these forests further along to create even more tropical forest. So if we have like a nice big... Oh, what's this? The monorail. Right, so we need to work on the monorail next, I guess. But if we continue placing these, we should be able to continue expanding our tropical forest all the way around and fill in this whole gap here. So the forest continues to expand on this hillside. And we're at 76% tropical forest now. But then if we add in this, that takes it all the way along, and that fills the entire tropical forest requirement. And obviously when we take all of this out, we'll have this really nice big forest. Then here, I think we should be able to get another beach in, like there maybe, but we're going to need to put down first an irrigator that stretches across these two areas. Then we can come in with the litarium again and turn all of these into beaches. That's the beach requirement done. So our next objective is to start our monorail. Now, I'm not quite sure how this works, but we're going to put one there. And then the ability. So move a building from in range of this monorail node to in range of another connected monorail node. So we can move that one and then... okay, right, I get it. So if I then add a monorail node here, I can actually move like this to any other node that it's connected to. But I need to have it in range of a properly connected node. So hang on then. Let's just see if we can grab that, grab this. Yeah, it's not connecting. Is that because it needs to go on another one of those, or because I just don't have power connected to it? Is that the issue? Can I then move this? Or maybe this? Interesting. I'm going to undo that and get rid of the node that I placed there, because that was just a test. So let's have a quick look. If we can put another node around here. Or maybe here. Yeah. Then, if I use the ability... of this node to move. Let's say we move this. This is a little confusing. So we'll undo that, and we'll undo... We can't undo that. Let's just have a quick check over our monorail nodes again. I'm going to find another space. I think that might be for the best. So if we grab... we'll put one down here. And then we will put another one down here. Can I then activate that to move the wind turbine here? Grab that. Grab the wind turbine. Place it there. Is that because it would take away the power that's there? So I guess we need to grab something else. Oh, is it because they're not connected? Do I need to... Right, okay, yeah, this is that. That's where I've gone wrong. So these... Right. I'm starting to get a sense of it now. So what we need to do is, we need to use the mineralizer to create these. Then I guess we need to add these monorail nodes here, and then another one here. There we go, now they're connected. That makes sense. And then what we can do is we can grab that, pick this up, and place it there. Got it, got it. So this grows coral from polyps, which can be moved with a monorail into clean ocean. It must be built on an irrigator. So we're going to build this here, and then we're going to use our monorail network to move the coral lab here. So then our freshly grown coral is, dropped into the ocean. Okay, and then we start rebuilding this coral reef. Right, okay. Let's have a look at what we need to do. So 30% temperature will bring coral palms. Dragonflies are at 40 degrees. 35 where we start getting thunderstorms, but also we need 99% humidity. So we're going to just go and work on that for a little bit now. So that'll give us 90. We're at 100% humidity, so that's fine. Next up, we're going to put in a combustor. Yeah, it did take a while. But the end result is very good. I'm very happy with that. This is going to increase the temperature by 10 degrees, but also burn off some of our forest, I guess. Yep. And then this, we just need to find a way to boost our temperature by another 4 degrees. And then we'll start seeing some more animal life coming in. That's 2 degrees. And then... that would be 1 degree. Not enough though. I think it's because we lack any rocks in this middle area here. So there must be a way for us to actually do that. So if I pop a mineralizer in somewhere, there. That didn't work because there's nowhere around it to actually put rocks. If we can get one in at the top here, we can then use the rocks here to add a combustor right here. I guess we need power again. And then the combustor should go here. 1 degree there. How's that? Oh, we need 1 more degree. I've got an idea. We'll put an irrigator there. And then we'll add that on. And that gives us what we need to get our dragonflies back. Right, okay, so all of our optional goals have now been complete. We've got thunderstorms coming in, which should help sort out the issues with the... Yeah, it's purifying everything now. So we'll just let that build through for a moment. We've also lost a little bit of our beach. We'll need to work on recovering that. And I guess that was due to the burn we did here. So let's build another... What was it? Not the salinator. The litarium. Put another one of those in here. I guess we should wait for this area to kind of be purified. We've also lost a little bit of our tropical forest, but we'll be able to get that back. But what we can do is add a coral lab to one of our irrigators when we find it. Ideally, I'd like to have it all down here. So if we can build another irrigator on the land that was previously occupied by the last one we did, we can then add a new coral lab to it and then transport it, this one, over to this area here to extend our coral reef, or we could even put it here to have it quite close to our beach. There we go. And that's the reef expanding. And then again, we'll just build some more in. And once again, we move the coral reef into this area here, and it expands. 44% we're at the moment. This should boost it up to 61%. So I think the coral reef is going to be an easy one to get, so we're going to continue adding to that with another irrigator, which will then convert to a coral lab, and using our monorail we'll transport it out into this area here to extend that reef even further. We'll probably need to put a few more monorails in, so that's going to be our next task, and I think we should make a coral reef on the other side of the island here. So we'll just wait for that to fill out. There we go, we're at 79% coverage and we've got a lovely big coral reef there. Over in this area we could work on our beaches, and again we could do with expanding our tropical forest again after the last burn. So if I add in another shade cloth pillar here, or here, can't seem to fit one there actually, so we'll undo that. There, gives us 82%. And there, that covers this, 110%. Okay, cool. Beach. Now, if we can add a little bit more beach there, that takes us up to 110%, and I think this is going to be a really nice place to put in our new coral reef. You can see over here we've got jellyfish, one of the animals that we're looking for. We got the crabs on the beaches. Where are our coconut palms? Ferns on the riverbanks, vines, water lilies, dragonflies. We should have a look for some dragonflies. We've got moss on rock faces as well, so maybe we could have a look at some of our rocks. I don't see any moss on any of these. We've got some birds flying around there. Let's go to the beach. We need to have a look for some of those crabs. Oh, there they are. So we had our jellyfish as well. We've seen them. Got coconut palms on the beaches there. You could sit and look at it for hours and just listen to the music. I mean, really, what an amazing game. What a great job. Right, we're going to add in some monorail paths here. I've got an irrigator right there, so I can convert that into a coral lab straight away. And then we are going to need to put down one of those mineralizers so that we can pop another monorail node on there. And then we grab this monorail node, take this building and drop it out into the ocean and watch our coral reef expand. And there we have it. We've unlocked the third tier. Monorails can then be utilised for recycling, so connect your airship to the monorail network, reintroduce marine and terrestrial animals to help maintain the ecosystem when you leave. So our first step then is to find a space for our airship. We've also of course got our animal observatory, blah blah, our recycling silo, our animal observatory. I'm gonna have a drink. That's why I'm stumbling over my words. Okay, that's better. So, the first thing we should probably do is get our animal observatory in. See, I said it right that time, that was my problem. We're going to construct that right here, and then we can start scanning. So our first one, this beach-dwelling reptile lives on an island where it can retreat into its shell. Anyone want to guess? So we're going to go here. We have, on a small island, in range of at least 10 beach tiles, it is a tortoise. Let's have a zoom in and we'll see if we can see our tortoise. Where are you? I'm not seeing a tortoise right now. It should be around here. Let's put another one in. That worked as well. There he is. Oh man. Amazing. Next up, we've got this unusually shaped creature glides in the ocean near river estuaries and coral reefs. I think it's pretty obvious, isn't it? Straight away, it's a manta ray. Now, oh, there they are. Gotta wait for another jump. This is incredible, honestly. I'm amazed by this. This is just such a cool concept. It's so well executed. Yeah, this is my favourite part. It's like the hard work's done now and you can really enjoy it and just listen to the music and watch what's kind of being created. So this colourful bird makes its home in lush forest canopies beneath clear skies. So let's go here. There we go. No buildings in range. At least 20 tropical forest tiles. We've got parrots. There they are. And obviously when we remove that canopy, we'll be able to see a lot more of that. Next up, this wader combs for food among the sand of beaches and the mud of wetlands. I wonder what this one is then. So we've got beaches and wetlands there. Is it going to be enough? In range of beach, not in range of wetlands. What about here? Almost for wetland, but we've got the beach. What about this way? almost again won the wetlands. Can we get some... Come on. That one's outdated, apparently. Okay. What about here? No. Interesting. Right, let's take it back up here maybe. No, it's got to be wetlands and beach, so we'll try here. Does that give us some? No and no. We might need to create some more beach on this side, I guess. Maybe there's too much crossover with the turtles and that's why we can't do it. I guess we need more wetland tiles. So let's quickly pop a new toxin scrubber in. Oh no, an irrigator. There. And then a hydroponium. And that gives us more wetland tiles, which means we should be able to get this unlocked. Not quite. What about here? Okay, so this is where things start to get a little bit more tricky. Is it because one of these is counting as like a mangrove forest and not actually a wetland? I think it might be. Since we put this in here, this now isn't necessarily classed as a wetland biome. So, over here, this is clearly a beach. So let me just scan there. Yeah, we know that's in range of the 10 beach tiles. So, if we can then have that converted into wetland, then we scan here. Got it. Flamingo. Hey, hey. There they are. Next up, this aquatic predator lives in both dense coral and the waters of mangrove forests. Is it bull shark, maybe? I think they do both. What do we got? Temperature at 20 degrees or higher, in range of mangrove tiles, and that one was a no-go because there's no coral nearby. So what about here? Unfortunately, because we've got the manta ray in there now, that's not going to work for us. So we are going to need to maybe create a mangrove forest over here. Let's have a look. In range of at least 16 reef tiles, and then we've got at least 4 mangrove tiles. Right, so what did we use to create the mangrove forest again? The salinator. So I guess if we can put a mangrove forest down here, is that going to work? No, because we had beach there, so that doesn't actually help us at all. I guess we should put a reef down here. So let's go back to our monorail. We'll add a monorail node here. We don't have any more rocks because we need a new monorail node kind of here. And then we might be able to connect this node that I've just placed with this node here, which would help us expand the coral reef. I've got a mangrove forest right here. I just need a new reef in place. Although actually, if we can find a... what does they go on again? An irrigator. So if we put down a new irrigator here, and then add in our next coral lab, and then wherever that monorail was, we can then grab that and drop it down there. And this might expand the reef enough for us to unlock this shark. There we go. It's a reef shark. And there they are. Oh man. And then our last one. This large mammal swims in the deep waters of the ocean far from land. And you would guess that this is going to be over here. It's far away from land. And it is a whale. That's all of our animals unlocked. And now it's time to leave. So this is going to be the hard part, I think. We need monorail networks, but we don't actually have a lot of space. So what I'm going to do is we're going to drop our airship down, and I think it's going to have to go up here somewhere because I don't have a lot of space. There. Then we'll construct our... Okay, so we don't have a drone this time around. So we need to make use of our monorail network. We'll grab this, and then I guess we're going to need to... We're probably going to need to find ways to create more of these mineralizers. So if we put the mineralizer in, we can then extend our monorail network. But we're also going to need to add in wind turbines onto each one. Just short there, so if we then grab this, put that there, add a new monorail node. We're doing the wrong stuff. Monorail node there. There we go. And we need to add one more. Nope, we unlocked one, didn't we? One. Yeah, that's now unlocked. What is this then? A recycling beacon which directs recycling drones. Drones will prioritize further away beacons first. So that links up with all of our stuff. So we place the recycling beacon on a monorail node to signify that a recycling drone should be dispatched to recycle there. And then we have the rock hopper, which moves a rock. Aha! Okay. Right. Okay, so we're going to prioritize going over there first. Then our drone will move along the monorail track. Oh, this is cool. This is very cool. And our drone recycles the stuff that's there, and then comes back, and then we add another recycling beacon right there, and the drone will go to recycle the stuff that's there. How cool. And then we'll have him go there. I don't even know what to kind of say about it, really. Now, our rock hopper, what can we do here? No valid target. Right, how does the rock hopper work? So, the rock hopper moves a rock from one location to another. But there is a trajectory on it, so I would have to fire it, and it fires a certain distance. And to have it move even further, I would then need to place another rock hopper on it. But it's now in the way of something there. But this is going to allow me to add another monorail node there, and then another one over here, another one here, and then if I get another rock hopper in, we can launch a rock there. And I wonder if we can launch it even further and still connect a monorail node to it. It does. So if I can then grab my beacon there, it's just out of range of the stuff that's there. But can I get a rock hopper here? Yes. And then is that going to allow me to add a monorail node there? It is, but it's still out of range of other stuff. But I can put one there. And then if I grab a mineralizer and put it here, we can add a monorail node to hopefully connect everything up. Yes! And then over to our recycling beacons, where we can start retracting everything that we've just expanded. So here comes our drone on the way over. We're going to get a nice little look at the animals as we finish off here, as soon as we've recycled everything. But you can see we're back down to like 0% of buildings recycled, but that's literally just because we've had to expand a little bit further to start reclaiming things. So we only have one recycler station as well, which doesn't help our cause a lot. It means it's going to take a long time. I can speed things up, but we're having a nice, relaxing, cozy time, aren't we? So why do that? And as you can see, we continue to reclaim things. And it looks like I'm going to have to launch a rock again, just to try and reach those buildings that are a little bit further away. Now, let's see if I can just add another monorail node. Oh! Oh, I forgot I put that one in, so we can connect to that as well. So that's going to allow us to highlight this area. This is my favourite bit, putting the animals in and just removing all of the other stuff that you've got in. Because as you can see, we've started getting rid of some of the coverage on the forest here, and it's revealing this big tropical forest in the background, which is really nice. There I don't think we had anything, and there we didn't really have much either. So what I'll do is, I'll continue to reclaim this. Yeah, exactly, so it's an extra challenge, I guess. Oh, and we're sending more and more drones out now. I didn't realise that you could queue these up and do multiple. So this is cool. And can I add an extra monorail? There, just a tiny one to connect that up. And then we can remove that. And that. One other thing I should mention is you can see the airship being built as we use the materials that we've used in the level. So here you've got this like little outer frame, and the more recycling we get done, the more construction appears on the airship itself. Just another cool little feature that was present in the actual demo. So we're going to try and start moving this way, which means we're probably going to need some rock throwers. That should allow us to just drop that one in range of the monorail here. And then I wonder if we have anything around this area, because I'd rather not move many more rocks because I quite like where they are. If we can just drop this one across though. There's no valid target there. What about this one? Yep. But I have to remember we've got rock hoppers here, so they can't really be left. Which means we're going to need to monorail out there to retrieve that rock hopper, and then we can continue monorailing around. I basically need to get to this area here. Can we then just use this rock hopper here? No, there's no valid targets for that, and no for there, none for there, none for there. They don't have any valid targets either. I think my next target should be getting out here, because I've got quite a lot over here with not a great deal of connectivity. So I think we're going to need to bring in our mineralizer just to add a little bit more coverage here, and that starts to connect all of this up. And I don't necessarily mind having a few more rocks and stuff in here. Need to connect this one up, so if we can just pop that in, We should then be able to use a mineralizer in the middle here to bring some rocks up, then add another monorail, and that does connect everything up there. Now if we can just get this back to our actual main kind of base of operations, there we go. That's connecting that up, and all we need to do is kind of get this middle area done as well. So if I just pop down a final mineralizer, doesn't look like I can fit one. There, that didn't work. We tried that last time, didn't we? Right, regardless, for now, let's just start grabbing stuff from these areas. So we'll send all of those drones out. Oh, I think I moved a bit too quick there, and we've left a monorail pole out. So we're going to have to, everything's going to have to go back. That was just my bad, I think. Moved a bit too quickly. I'll just speed up the vehicles. Right, that's better. Now we can continue having our monorail go back out and just remove extra bits that are there. We've already unlocked all of our animals, and like I said, we're going to do a little bit of a look at what it all looks like. We are approaching the end of the stream, but I want to finish this level. So, let me know what you all think of Terra Nil, if you're planning on getting it, if you're already playing it, because I think it's fascinating. I think it's an utterly brilliant concept and an amazing game, so it's very chilled out and relaxing as well. I'm definitely going to go straight to sleep after playing this, and may even listen to the soundtrack, because I do think when you buy it, you get the soundtrack edition as well. That might have been a pre-purchase only thing, but I'm not too sure. So, correct me if I'm wrong, but yeah, I have the soundtrack edition because, honestly, listening to this before bed, my word, amazing. Now, we might actually need to put in another monorail pole, because I think this one's going to be cut off when this gets all removed. Oh, it doesn't. It's made it. Yeah, it is. It's absolutely fantastic. I'm so glad they did a soundtrack edition. I don't normally buy soundtrack editions of games, but this is something else, so I think this just had to be done. Yeah, absolutely. I think it would be perfect. Right, so we do need to add in another monorail just here, so we can retrieve that. And then that should be retrieved. Now, here's where I'm concerned, because this little wind turbine here, and these couple of posts that are on this area, we can't actually reach them. So what we're probably going to have to do is, we'll reclaim these pieces here. Pandy, that is true. Yeah, they don't actually need to be snapped to paths. Same with exhibits. As long as visitors can technically still reach them, yeah, that's correct. You can actually just advance move one right up to your path, and they will still interact with it. So that is correct. I've had that before, and it does work. It's especially useful for exhibits because they can be really finicky sometimes. But yeah, it definitely works, Pandy. Yeah, I know. That's one of the most frustrating things about it. It can be a real struggle, but it does work. I have tested it and confirmed it because I was struggling and ended up looking it up, and it turns out it's true. You don't need to have them snap directly to the path. You don't have to have a path walking up to them. As long as they are within range, your guests will turn and interact with them. So luckily we were able to get a monorail post right up to an area where we could remove some of the stuff that we've already got in place, which means we can actually join everything up with our monorails now and remove these last 2 posts that were furthest away. And that means, ladies and gentlemen, that we have now finished this map as soon as our drones return after demolishing these last few monorail posts. And as if I can't believe it, but we've actually completed a level, second level, with 5 minutes to spare, which means we can close out the stream on time. You can all go to bed, having been sufficiently relaxed and unwound by this incredible game. And as you can see, our airship is fully built, and off we go. And I really like that the last bits of like wasteland vanish when you complete it, because it's just all grown back. And I think that turned out really well. Right, let's take a moment to just go back into it and enjoy it. I think I'm going to save this game exclusively for streams. I don't think I'm going to play it any other times. I think it's just such a lovely game to share with other people. I may do like a couple of videos on it, but yeah, the appreciate option's so cool. Just giving you these nice little shots of stuff. You can see the whales there. So yeah, I think it will be a bit more of a stream exclusive for me. I think it's a really nice, relaxing game to just chill out and unwind to and just chat away. Obviously, in that second part, I did get a little bit, you know, my usual, oof, can we do this? How do we do this? But I just think it's one of those ones where it's quite rare that a game comes along that you just want to share and appreciate with people and talk about stuff. And I think this is just perfect. You know, the Planet Zoo stuff's quite another one that you can kind of do, but the amount of time it takes to get stuff done, it's difficult to feel like you've accomplished something in one session, where if we've just bashed out 2 levels there in 2 hours. Obviously it's going to get more difficult as we move into different biomes, but yeah, this I'll do something in terms of like a more long form video on the channel for this, but because I'm working on like Farthest Frontier and stuff, I just think this is a really fun thing to stream. There's some games that are just better shared, is what I'm saying. So yeah, I think this is going to be one of them. So I hope you enjoyed the stream tonight. I had a lot of fun. I was so excited to play this on launch day, and I think they've really nailed it. It's and I'm pleased you've all enjoyed coming along and watching me play, just hanging out for a bit. So I'm going to go to bed now, and I will see you all next time. Thursday we're going to be doing a stream. It's probably going to be Planet Zoo, but I will most likely finish off with this because it's a nice way to wind down. So thank you all for watching the stream. If you're new here, please consider subscribing. I'd love to have you along. I don't just play this, I play a lot of other stuff. Planet Zoo's the main game. Currently doing 2 Point Campus, Farthest Frontier, load of other stuff. It's just an exciting time for the channel, and I'm really enjoying discovering new games with you guys and hanging out. There is a Discord ready to go, but I've got a few select members in there at the moment to help me test it out and build it, and big thanks to all of you for helping me out with that as well. So good night everyone, and I will see you next time.